All right. Well, welcome back. So, I got one miner right next to me. So, sort of also testing out the audio. Let me actually get the mic a little bit closer. But anyway, happy Easter. So, cheers. I had to get a lot of stuff going. And actually, I need to get a lot of stuff not going. So, all right, now I can think. My bad. Um, so yeah, I've had a lot of stuff going on. So the electrical is now complete inside of next door. So all the light switches changed the way I wanted them, the control outlets and all of this kind of stuff for the rental property for Southwood. So now I'm gonna go for the network cable, which I ordered Cat 7, and I'm running Cat 7 throughout the entire house or both houses. And I had to figure out a wireless mesh network. So I went with the Eero 6 Plus. Just because it does speeds up to a gigabit, and really that's all I need anyway. I mean, hell, I used to use what, I don't know. I used to get like 20 megabit upload and 100 megabit download. So I just upgraded the fiber in the last week. And so, yeah, trying to figure all of this out to be able to run the house as well as have like a super Wi-Fi gateway, that kind of stuff for tenants or Airbnb is really the route that I'm gonna go with it. To deck it out with furniture and that kind of stuff. And you know, on Airbnb, I wish they accepted crypto because that's where the profits are gonna go to, regardless. It is not that far of a step, I don't think, being that Litecoin and PayPal are together. I don't see it much of a. I don't see it as a big leap in order for Airbnb, being that they accept PayPal, to accept Litecoin as well, and or Doge or Digibyte or several other. Um, I don't understand, but either way, we're going that direction one day. So anyway, the um the mining shed. Well, as I told you and as you hear, I've got one miner here next to me because it's a 120 outlet. It just plugs right into the regular wall outlet. And I'm still waiting on cables. So my C13 to C14 and my C19 to C20 or whatever it is, 18 to 19, 19 to 20. Forgive me, right? The cables and all are ordered. Um, Now the larger ones, the like 18 to 19 or 19 to 20, those I ordered in 12 gauge. Because each of the larger S21J Pros, or I'm sorry, the S19J Pros. Sorry, y'all, I got S21 on my mind. That's all. So I'll get through this in a minute and you'll hear why. So now I've got, well, those plugs are for a larger unit that's going to draw, 3,500 watts, that sort of stuff, to run a thicker gauge wire, a 12 gauge wire on, instead of just, something that you would plug a DVD player into the wall with and that kind of stuff. As far as on the L3s, I got what was it, 14 gauge in those, and I'm good with that. It's all these other ones, like you want to plug a toaster oven into the wall, that'll burn up quick. It's too much power, too power hungry, too many amps are flowing through it. So anyway, um, so yeah, on the smaller units, and that's a question that I actually have moving forward. I know that the power supplies are good, like they're 110 to 200 and something volts, but the 30 amp legs that I ran out to the shed, they're reading off the meter box. It's reading 245 volts, which is good. I mean, when you do Ohm's law and you take the voltage, the wattage divided by voltage to give you amperage. Um, so that will, it's a benefit to have a higher voltage, to run on a higher voltage. I mean, I think it would be better to run on 440 actually, or 480. I don't know what the what that would be. But anyway, um so moving forward, I got two 30 amp legs out to the shed, along with two 120 volt lines running to the shed, which power the lights and the outlets in the place. And so anyway, moving forward, on the side of the house, I have two 200 amp um, metered boxes that come from the light pole. And yeah, it's residential and it's a duplex. So I have two different legs, and I have 130 amp off of each of those, but from inside the house with a separate breaker. So that way I can at least flip the breaker inside the house and then run out to the shed, hopefully without the need of a fire extinguisher. But 'cause I went heavy and thick on all my cable. So I didn't cheap out on any of that. I even got the trip lights. Anyway, I'll get into that. The so on the side of the house, the two 200 amp metered panels that I have there, off of one of them I have, I think it's a 50 amp line that runs to the backyard for the hot tub. Um through a 2-inch conduit that is beneath the concrete driveway. So I did that purposely, as well as the drain with subsurface water drainage. All of that is separate. So all the gutters go into it instead of all the water and rain just messing up, and cracking concrete. So it's all the water is got a route out. But anyway, a 2-inch conduit under the driveway into the backyard is feeding the hot tub. So how difficult would it be actually to utilize that 2-inch conduit the entire run and extend it a bit further and actually tie another panel to the shed to run? I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to run a 200 amp. I should be able to, I would think, being residential. My question is, does it then require it's a separate meter at that point? And I don't know the answer to that. Um, And then off of that panel to then have, off of that 200 amp panel to have the circuit breaker there on the back side of the shed for the hot tub. So anyway, when I do the math and I take a 200 amp panel at 80% of that, I can run 5 30 amp blades additional to the shed. That'll give me 7 30 amp blades in total. And off of each one of those, I figure I can run 2 of the S21s, which is why I was saying 21s off of each leg. I think. Um, Depending upon if that 200 amp panel can be mounted there. I know some people that have 800 amp panels. I know, but I'm in the Paris. You heard me. So I can't just like call in a buddy. I can't call in a friend on this. Um, to just and I don't want to take the chance either way either. So, but my thought is to take that cable that's running that 50 amp circuit out to the hot tub and then, tie off whatever line I need to run through that conduit, pull it all the way through, and and then get to doing PVC and conduit. And I would say well, the line itself runs down the center of the driveway. I think they did it that way. So that way the weight of tires on it would be more towards the side. I don't know. The concrete hasn't broken, so I'm good with that. But they had to use I think it's called a backhoe. Um it's like a crane that with a shovel at the end of it, and it scoops it towards itself. Excavator, maybe. I don't know what they're called. I used to watch Gold Rush and all that stuff too, but I don't, I hadn't played with Tonka trucks since I was like 5. Anyway. so so if I utilize that 2-inch conduit to run another panel, just say a 200 amp. I don't know if I can go larger, if it would be beneficial to run a 400. I don't know if that's possible yet. I don't know. Like I said, I know people who have run 800 amp panels, but they're commercial. They're not residential. Um, so anyway, if I can do that, that would then give me an additional 5 30 amp legs out to the shed. So then I'll have 7 30 amp legs of 240 volt in the shed. Um, that should enable me to run 14 S21s. Should. Hopefully, I'll be able to take some good profit this cycle, and go ahead and secure the rest of my life, secure my future. Everything's paid, everything's done. Both houses are fixed up, finished, total. Fence line is installed. I go get the guide dog at Southeastern Guide Dogs. I think I think once my life is set up, then with this next cycle, that would be awesome if I could do that to set up the shed as a mining farm and to still move forward to take enough profit to do the other things that I want to do, like the decking and all of this kind of stuff around the hot tub and out over the driveways. And I got a few other ideas. I'm not going to get into all of them here. Um, Different goals, different things that I want to do. But so yeah, I mean that could be. What is the profit right now on a S21? I mean, is it like $15 a day, 13? So I would think it would be somewhere in that ballpark. I'm not looking at it right now. I'm not on whattomine.com. I'm not on that site. I'm not on any site right now. Right now, I'm just sitting here shooting the shit with you. So again, happy Easter. Um. So yeah, I'm waiting on cables. They should have been delivered last week for me to plug all these miners into the trip lights. Um, but it might be for a reason. I don't know. Um, it might be because it's Easter and they're charging more than 50 cents a stamp now. I don't know. Sign of the times, really. But anyway, some other stuff's been going through my mind lately. The purpose of doing a mining, doing all the mining and whatnot within crypto is, you know, I don't know if y'all listen to us on Thursday. Steak is a guest on as part of the show, and he brings a EU perspective because he looks into all these different lawmakers and what they're saying and what they're doing. And he's only been warning of MiCA regulation and what's coming about for about 3 years that I know of. And he's been the first and so far the only with Intel. The A lot of people now I think are waking up to what's going on. The fact is that Senator Mark Werner from the United States drafted the MiCA regulation or took part in it, I'll say. I don't know. I know he had a lot to do with it, as well as he had a lot to do with the Restrict Act in the United States. And you should remember some of those draconian measures. So what do I think's coming? I think what's going on right now in the EU is headed towards the United States, if not now, in short order, as well as you see the different things going on with stable coins. They've only been discussing that again for 3 years. I think he said that was pushed back till like June. And however, March, April next year begins the real crackdown on exchanges. And if all the KYC, that sort of stuff, if all that stuff gets more stringent, right, more draconian measures, to restrict the flow of the mass populace of creating an account and being able to just buy crypto, I think in the not too distant future, by those different measures happening and restricting US consumers, I think you're going to see a mass adoption towards mining. And I think that the prices of miners, again, this is my third cycle, I think the prices of miners will all 5x again, even the old ones, because everyone wants the golden goose, right? And yet again, how else do you create virgin coin? So in an instance, let's just say for some whatever reason, I understand from where crypto began, of an anarchist movement and a libertarian movement. I totally dig that. I was there. My thing is that, say, a friend, right? I think that being able to mine the coins now and then, I change the wallets up like every month. If I just mine each miner to a separate wallet and then change the wallet every month, let's say in 10 years that things are really bad and everyone has to go dark. And guess what? Now you can pay your taxes with crypto, right? And why? Because they want to know all the previous history of all those previous addresses. And if they can link it to you, that is their purpose, their intelligence. So, anyway, by linking you to a wallet and all of that wallet's history, even through an exchange to your checking account, all that good stuff, right? I think moving forward, I think there's going to be more people going into mining, and I don't think you'll be able to buy miners because everyone will already have purchased them all, and or other draconian measures to outlaw and all this other stuff, which, I mean, how do they say, they're, what's the difference between a catfish and an attorney? Nothing. They're both bottom feeders, right? So, and it's all legal double speak at this point. I don't think the left hand knows what the right hand is doing, and if they are, they're doing a good job of hiding it. I think they're going to mess up a few times for the next couple cycles till they get it right. But when I look at this, my deepest thoughts are that in that day, say a friend needs just say $1,000 to pay the IRS, and just say that 1 month of mining on one wallet at that time is then worth that $1,000. But I mean, the price is regardless, the value is regardless. Doesn't matter. Could be 10 grand to pay your taxes. It doesn't matter. And one wallet is 10 grand. But there being virgin coin, there is no way to track that any further. It has no previous history. I think these coins will have a premium one day for this exact reason. Say you want to remain as anonymous as you can just because you don't trust their software interfaces. You don't trust where the KYC is being held or being shared with or being hacked by. So I think that the virgin coin is a better dollar cost average for me because I'm thinking out into the future. If you can't mine it, how are you going to own it other than going through their CBDC bullshit system so they can track you and you can pay your taxes with it so we can track you? That's my thought moving forward. It's not that I'm doing anything illegal, improper. I just see it as diversification for the future and to be self-sufficient enough to be able to create that wealth. This is my job. This is what I do. When I got into crypto in 2014, I mean, I was just a blind cookie boy. I was. I mean, I would scoop cookies, bake them off. I would knead out cakes, bake them off, let them cool, and the girls would come and decorate everything and set it out in the window. I didn't do any of that. I was in the kitchen, you know. I was a baker, as well as the trash and, dishes and everything else, the flooring, all of that. I did everything no one else wanted to do, even unload the trucks, you know. But I slaved at that job for 5 years, something no one I know would want to do. And instead of putting that money into a pair of Air Jordans or, you know, I don't know, just whatever, name brand garbage bullshit, right? Instead of spending it, I didn't need $1 of that money to survive. And all the money that I earned at that job, I put into crypto because I saw it as my only option. And before the being the blind cookie boy, I spent 4 years in bed scratching my head. How am I going to survive? How am I going to move forward? What am I going to do? Who will hire me? because they won't. I happen to luck into a job, a friend of a friend kind of a thing, or friend of family, I would say that as a recommendation. But dude, that was all I could get. I did that job for 5 years and I retired at the onset of the pandemic in 2020. Then crypto went nuts. And so, yeah, Theta and Digibyte were the two that retired me. But now I think, by coming full circle to mining, because again, every single cycle, I've seen miners like 5x in value. So, I mean, it's not a bad play to just buy some and stockpile a few, either way. And worst case, you end up with a few in the future when you would not be able to purchase anymore because everyone else will want one. I mean, from Madonna to Beyonce, even, right? So here we are in our head thinking out into the future. And for me, having to scratch and survive for years on Social Security disability, I figured out a way and I did it. And I wrote history for crypto and for the disabled, in that there is a way to not lose your Social Security disability or your Medicare benefits. Because, man, I couldn't own anything. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't have money. I could have gold and silver, and I did. I did that. Or cash under the mattress. And really, that's what you quickly learn the difference between an asset and a liability. And with mining, I see residual income. I see self-sustainability, and I see revenue, similar to rental property. I see revenue regardless of what the economy is doing. And if I can go ahead and lock away different things, I mean, some things I just bought for nostalgia, even, some old miners just to do. And then, I mean, my degree is automotive technology. Yes, I'm blind, but I'm not stupid. You know, I took these different miners completely apart, cleaned them thoroughly, um, with paintbrush and whatnot. Of course, I got rid of the dust and all before I did it, but they all took a bath in denatured alcohol a couple times and swashed around and got cleaned up, put back together, and refurbished them all. So yeah, to me, it's just prudent planning. How am I going to survive in a future when I know Social Security is bankrupt and we're going into a digital age and we're going into CBDCs and we're going into shutting down exchanges and stable coins? I just see this as, as prudent planning. I am going to need to earn a living some way, somehow. I mean, and I hear a lot of people. I call them new money. I call a lot of these people new money when they say, "Oh, when I hit it rich in Bitcoin, then I'll retire and never have to do a damn thing." Dude, I've been retired since 2020, and I ain't never worked this fucking hard. So, I mean, and same thing to all the other armchair quarterbacks that talk about they want 30 or 50 different rental properties. You don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about. I have enough to deal with one, just one. But I give you this, it is a hell of a write-off against capital gains. So that I do like, and I can fix it up and own something nice and write it off. And I can even carry that forward 15 years on my taxes to combat my capital gains from crypto. And I get it. A lot of my friends, they're like, crypto, no fiat. Look, dude, I'm right there with you, dude. I've been there for years. I've been here for years. I dig that. But sometimes you do need to pay 10 grand to have a deck built, or I don't know, 20 grand to paint the house, you know. So there's sometimes, or 31 grand for new air conditioners. Sometimes you need money, because they're not going to accept. A lot of people right currently will not accept crypto. I understand where we are, and I would say that I would see a lot more in 2029, more so of mass adoption than this cycle. So I think that is going to be next cycle. Just my own two satoshis, right? But yeah, so moving forward in reverse. the the amp miners, right? So that's all I currently have are amp miners. So right now I've got 8 L3s of 504 mega hash, and I've got 2 S19J Pro 104 terahash. And I will bounce around from pool to pool just to check and find out. I'll say this: unmineable, you're on my shit list. Um, I was running 4 of the L3s, and I wanted to take advantage of this server that I had built as well. So I began on unmineable with the GPU. Now, all the L3s were all tied to Litecoin pool, and been no issue for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks of mining. Everything was smooth, everything was good. The next morning, I come downstairs and I look, and well, my computer is super slow, or was super slow at that time. You got to remember, all of the graphics card was being mined at that time. So I Alt F4'd it, and I canceled it out. So Alt F4 will close whatever program you have. So Alt F4, and I shut the program down, and then I had full use of the computer, the mouse, whatnot. And I had looked, and on litecoinpool.org, my hash was 0 hash, and the miners were all running. How the hell did that happen? Then I go to each of the IP addresses, open a new tab, and I open up new IP addresses. So that way I can view the statistics, and, the miner, under the miner configuration, all of it was deleted, all of it. And it said null, NULL, on every line. I go back in, I replace the stratum, I add my worker and password, and enter all that information all over again. Go to save it, wouldn't even save. It wasn't until I uninstalled Unmineable that now I at least can run miners again. So what happened there? I'm not really sure. I'm broadcasting from the same computer that happened to. However, now after doing the Wi-Fi mesh networks and the switch and all this, the IP address, I can I know I can get to it like from the Wi-Fi app, the Eero app on my cell phone. I can get the IP address, but I type in the IP address in the taskbar and it's not able to pull anything up. So I'm curious, is that I even did the ping, the IP reporter. I pinged it and still I get nothing. No response. Where it's comes back and you enter root, as your password, username and password. In case you don't know, on all miners or on Antminers, they're root. So some of them, some of them now, like the Ice Rivers and that, are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or maybe that might have been Ice River. It might have been. I might be mistaken. It might be a L7. So anyway, which again, do I split them half and half and do you know S7s and S21s because of script or S crypt and SHA. I mean, so what to do at that point? I'll at least start off with one S21 and one L7. But right now the two S19J Pros, I can't plug them in. I got no cable at all. Trip lights, everything's up, voltage, everything. Electrician's been paid. He hit the road. He and his wife are celebrating somewhere today, I'm sure. You know, but but I'm still stuck on 120 volt with these units plugged in. I do have one of them plugged in out in the shed right now. Just my thing is that I know it's 12 gauge wire out there. On all of it used to be 12 gauge wire, and I know I can run like 20 amps through 12 gauge wire. But that would be at 240 volts. So I don't really want to plug in two of those units to a single 120 outlet. And yet again, I want thicker cable for that. Now, I will say this: I do have them run into a surge suppressor, so if it pulls too much, it will trip. Hopefully, at least that is worst case a breaker between the outlet, the receptacle. So I would love to be able to plug all 8 of these jokers into the trip lights, and same thing, the two big ASICs I got. So yeah, right now I'm looking at Feebay, I would say Feebay. Anyway, all of these miners, they're all on sale right now. And to me, it's crazy. Everyone's trying to chase the latest shiny object like BCH, you know? Um, I mean, it's good at $600, but you wouldn't buy it at 100. To me, that makes no sense. And it's already 6x'd. I mean, when I hit a 6x, I'm taking profit. At least my original capital investment back out of it. So anyway, and yet again, that's a question maybe for the chat. I don't know the answer to this. So Bitcoin forked in 2017. I remember all of this. I was there. But into Bitcoin Cash. My question on Bitcoin Cash is the halving roughly the same time or same date? And is it is the halving going to go down to 3 1/8 for Bitcoin Cash per block as well? So that's my next question. Or did it begin with like 100 per block and then to 50, then 25, then 12 1/2 like Bitcoin did? So at what stage is Bitcoin Cash at right now is my question. So how many per block of Bitcoin Cash are there? And is the halving at the same time or near that of Bitcoin? So anyway, 1,000 points if you get that correct. Of course the points are meaningless, but whose line is it anyway? So I've also been looking at Caspa. So the Caspa miners by Ice River. So I went to iceriver.io. I've been listening to a few people like Red Panda and what was the other dude? Not Rabbit, Rabid mining, as well as Vosk. I listen to all of them. Um, really insightful, really cool. A lot of the videos that they do, and very informative. But I went to Ice River. I mean, what's his name is doing a giveaway, and has been. He's been giving away Caspa miners, KS0 Pros. But anyway, I go to iceriver.io and I start looking around a bit. And yeah, they have the miners there, the Caspa miners, but they're sold out. um, and down in the comments, do you know when they will be receiving more? Because I would have bought at least one of them today, and a PSU, power supply unit, to go with it. So, I've seen other websites where they're like double that price or 3 times that price. I'm not doing that. Uh, you know, I just I wish it were a little easier to like maybe join their watch list or whatever, or I don't know. Can I go ahead and just give my credit card information and there to then again that gets into KYC shit I don't like, Store my information. Who's storing it? Seed and Company? Really? On Water Street, no doubt. It just so happens during Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm Sandy, Category 1, that someone left the vault door open, and then you have not one but 2 fires inside the vault. How does that happen? Coincidence, I'm sure. I'm sure that if someone normally leaves the vault door open, right? Was that so it wouldn't float away, during the flood? I mean, are you stupid? We're not. You may think a lot of us are, but and I give it, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna stop there. It's just, come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, it's too stupid to be stupid. No one leaves a vault door open, ever. Do you? The vault that you have under the stairs at home? Do you leave that vault door open ever? No, you don't. So anyway, let me take a look. See, I've been went on a bit of a rant there. That was a good 45 minutes. Let's see what y'all are up to. My bad. What's up, Mark? Dub, what's up, man? Yeah, happy Easter, y'all. Javier, what's good, yo? Yeah, I just been like ranting a little bit lately. It's just I'm trying to explain some of my concerns and issues moving forward in reverse. So I don't know, for anyone who's out there mining right now, Doge is at 22 cents. I mean, what? It was just at like 7 cents. What the hell happened with Elon? He did he fly to Mars? Um did Doge go to Mars? Oh man. So let's see. Bitcoin Cash is damn near $700 now. Look at this shit. $681 for Bitcoin Cash. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's at $70 or 70. Yeah, right. I don't remember $70, but I do remember $200. But yeah, Bitcoin's at 70,000, basically 71,000. Ethereum. Now, this is something I was looking at. Now, for a while ago, I was talking about Maker, and Maker at that time was $600, but Ethereum was like 4,500 at that time. So, and then started to tick down. Where's Maker at? There you go. $3,943. Not a bad trade, don't you think? From $600. That I mean, did Ethereum drop down to 600 and back to 4 grand? Nope. Just saying. Let's see what else. Theta's back over $3. Tezos $1.40. Osmosis $1.38. Compound 79. LCX. How many of y'all bought LCX when we first said that too, back at 2 cents? Right now it's at 37 cents. Right? What do you think's going on there? Don't know. Maybe tune in to some of our previous episodes where Steak kind of laid out quite a bit there. So anyway, what else has been going nuts? Here's Verge 00681. That was at like 003. I did well on Verge and on Bitcoin Cash and flipped that into Tezos and hit another goal in Tezos. So that was kind of cool. Persistence. So what are y'all up to on this fine? It actually is a beautiful day outside. Probably a good day to go jump in a hot tub. T drop at 0.005. Where's T fuel? I know T fuel went up. Yeah, there it is. 0.0957. Almost 10 cents. Up 35% today alone. I mean, I've got a Guardian node and an Edge node. I earn T fuel. So I sold off a lot of T fuel back when Theta. When I was there for Theta back before the pre-Guardian node, before it was a working project. I was already researching Theta. But yeah, the T fuel, they gave you a 5-to-1 after the well, you purchased it by this date, and it was like an airdrop, basically. So I sold off majority of that. A lot of people just sold it. Excuse me, just sold it and bought more Theta instead. I didn't. I just sold it, and I also sold some Digibyte And I bought a hot tub with the Digibyte. So last cycle. I'll take a look at Digibyte real quick just to show y'all. Let's see. Let's go to all. And where was this? 2021. All right. 2021 in Digibyte, I hit a 51x. So I had bought Digibyte at 0.0035, I see in my head. And here it went to 18.25 cents. Where was it? 0035. It went to like 0029 or 25. But I bought at 0035. So, I mean, it's been a heck of a run. So, anyway, I made a 51x there last cycle. And then 2017 was a 280x in Digibyte. I'm not talking price, I'm just talking performance. So, anyway, talking performance of perceived value. So anyway, the ratio, the rate of performance that I received back then was a 280x, and it was like multiple digits. It was like 0.00000 something or other, and then it went to like 14 cents. Where the shit was it back in 2017? Where is that? 17. I mean, look at this. Let's just take January. Let's go January 1. Where was it? I can't get January 1. So January 2nd, the low was 0.00023. 0.00023. And where did it was like January January 2018. I want to say maybe it was December. It was somewhere in here. Went to like 7.5 cents at that time. So I mean that dang it. That in and of itself was a 280x back in 2017. So, in 2021, that was a 51x. Are we going to see a 20x? I don't know. It'd be nice. That's all. It'd be nice. It would be real nice. It would be lovely. So, and where is it at right now? Like 1.5 cents. Well, where is it? Yeah, 1.5 cents. I mean, to go, just call it 2 cents. So to go from 2 cents and a 20x would give you 40 cents at a 20x. So yeah, wouldn't that be fun to experience that again? Actually, let's just take the same measured move. So what was the bottom? The all-time low was 0.0058. Let's just call that 0.006. And let's break out the calculator, right? So my calculator at 0.006, then times 280, which was 2017, gives $1.68 per Digibyte for the same move that happened in 2017. However, like, y'all go tune into Dub Digital. He goes over some other stuff. So, like with let's see. Darn it. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Where'd you go? There you are. All right. So, like, Bitcoin Again, let's go to all. Bitcoin in 2017. I'm trying to look in my head. Because I've been here since 2014. I would say December 2016, Christmas, nudging my cousin, telling him about Ethereum and and Bitcoin. That was like at $1,000. And then it was shortly thereafter at $1,200 a Bitcoin. I sold 26 Bitcoin at that time to pay off my credit cards. But who knew it was going to perform the way that it did? I didn't. So now looking back over previous history, so let's just say January 2017, $1,000, and December that year was, because the market didn't really go flipping nuts until a little later, I think, like January, February, but December, I would say 16,000, somewhere around there, 16 grand. So let's see, 2017, 21, 2017, January. Oh, January. Oh, there it is, 1,100. Well, that's the high. So the low was 800. All right. So 800 roughly, just I'm not measuring sticks in the locker room right now. So roughly. To December. Come on. Come on. Play nice. Till Christmas. 2017 is 16.5. All right. So pretty damn close. So that's what, a 16.5x, maybe a 18x. Let's just call it a 18x in Bitcoin versus a 280x in Digibyte. And I hear you, right? I hear you. No liquidity. I hear you, but you're not hearing me. With 15 minutes of code, everyone who accepts Bitcoin and Litecoin can immediately accept Digibyte. So in the future, when blocks fill up on Bitcoin, I see that moving into like Bitcoin Cash and into Litecoin. I do. But no one is paying attention to Digibyte, and I don't know why. Why is that the one no one is able to talk about and discuss? I don't know. It is a fork of Litecoin and Bitcoin via 5 mining algorithms. So SHA-256, Scrypt, Skyne, AutoCrypt, and Qubit. And yeah, a few things can and will be changed in the future. So it is adaptable in the future, in that if one algorithm is compromised, another can be reinstated. So I just don't understand why no one else is looking at this in that way. Because what happened in 2017 with congestion? I mean, took what, a month or two to get an account with Gemini just so you could have higher limits than $1,000 at Coinbase? Really? Y'all remember those days? And then even Coinbase took a week or two to get an account. So I'd be getting accounts everywhere right now if you can. Whichever, mainly in the US, I would be with Gemini and crypto.com. I'm not really a big fan of Coinbase. I'm just not. Not only that, that's where I began. And they've been asking for me to re-KYC and all of this KYC stuff, I don't know, the last 3-4 years. Look, to Coinbase. I can't say that. To Coinbase. If you lost my information, good for you. Thank you. And I'll leave it there. I'm not going to say anything else. I'll leave that there. But, that I just, I don't see why people don't get Digibyte especially miners. I mean, I understand profitability. I do. I get it. But as far as a coin that if you're not worried, like if you've already hit your quota for the month, right? And you just want to go either solo mine, whatever, an old S9 even that'll run SHA-256 or an old L3 that'll run scrypt. I don't understand why not just deploy that old machine to it and acquire it, because look at all the different things that Digibyte does do that Litecoin and Bitcoin don't. 15-second blocks. So Doge has 1-minute blocks. But here again, who was it that fixed Doge? It was Digibyte back in 2014 with DigiShield Multi-Shield. Same thing with others like Bitcoin Cash. That's why their difficulty adjustment. If Digibyte has fixed Verge and all of these others, why is these other blockchains? I mean, like, really? I mean, it's just because, BitBoy didn't say it? I don't know. I don't get it. But the other things that it does that other blockchains don't, and its capabilities. To me, it's like wicked cool. And I just don't get why everyone is just so hung up on like Bitcoin or nothing or Litecoin or nothing. It's like, no, dude, this is a whole new network. It's a whole new system. That's like you wanting to, it's like yelling go team for the peso. It makes no sense to me. You're, I mean, we're on the same team. That's what I don't get. It's not my coin is the ultimate coin. Right now, I'm looking at what is the most risk to reward. And in a good, solid project, that's what I'm looking at. So anyway, I don't know where I was. I could probably rant on that for quite a while, so I'll give y'all a little bit of a break. But yeah, where do the miners go when Bitcoin's biggest flaw is the mining and the congestion? In a day of congestion and a 2-week difficulty adjustment, 2 weeks. What happens during that 2 weeks? What can happen in that 2 weeks? I mean, can the blockchain shut down again? Yeah, I think it can. Will it? I don't know. I mean, I'm not that dude. I'm not. I mean, it shut down once in 2010, again in 2013. Litecoin has not gone down, nor has Bitcoin Cash or Digibyte. Doge went down, Digibyte fixed it or aided in fixing it. So why is no one paying attention to the one that fixed all the other blockchains or aided in fixing them? So I don't know. I would like to hear a lot more discussion. Maybe and if y'all want more information on Digibyte, yeah, you can go to digibyte.org. And it's got all the stuff, a lot of stuff there for you to go surf and look around. But if you want to get involved and take a look at what's going on and ask questions, if you're a miner, if you want to know different things, I would say go to Discord, go to Digibyte Discord. There's even a mining section there. So if you want to learn how to solo mine Digibyte, if you want to pool mine Digibyte, a lot of people are offering different points of views. So just saying, if you want the information hot off the press, that's where it's at, is Digibyte Discord. So I'll stop ranting. So anyway. So yeah, y'all, this is just what I do, right? This is my life, is crypto. I know I hope everyone enjoyed themselves today with their family, and during Easter. But, honestly, since dad died, it's not the same. Dad was like the glue that stuck the whole family together, Now everyone just went poof. And that's fine. That's good. Whatever. I was an only child, but, and sometimes I don't care to participate in the fucking reindeer games, I just don't. Like, oh, look at my watch. This is a $10,000 piece of shit. Look at check out these boots. They're alligator boots, I'm like, yeah, and I'm looking at your new car, and tell me this, on your income, how do you survive? Because I know not a damn thing is paid for. Not your house, not your car, not even your clothes. Your shit that you're wearing is on fucking credit. So I mean, I don't care for the whole dog and pony show and people trying to show off in the family. I don't really get that. I don't dig that. I don't know, man. I know I'm different. We're all different, right? I know that. I mean, hell, I've been looking at everyone else like they're the weird ones, and you know what? Maybe it is me. I don't know. It might be me. It's not you, it's me. It might actually be me. I don't know. Um but sometimes I need me time, you know? Sometimes I just need me time. Nothing else going on. I don't care about who did this and who said what. I don't care how big Kardashian's ass is. I don't care. I really don't. And then here's these other guys at the bar and whatnot mouthing off about Drew Brees and all of this. And I mean, these jackasses can actually recite stats, you know. Oh no, in 2017 he had 24 touchdowns and 3 sacks, and it's like, how do you know that shit, but you can't manage a fucking checkbook? How do you know that and you haven't gotten ahead in life by investing in crypto or figuring it out, at least listening to someone speak on it or taking the plunge? Oh, I don't have enough time. Doesn't take time. You're on Facebook, aren't you? You're on DoorDash, aren't you? There's no difference in another fucking app, but you're too lazy. You think that there's some big trading platform where, oh, I got to buy at 222 on Tuesday and I got to sell at 333 on Thursday. What? What? No. It don't. No, you buy low, you sell high, you let the market come to you. In the meantime, you pick up a few miners and you start to mine, and then you just acquire. And then you mark and chart where you mined, what your earnings were, and then sell and take profit if you wish or not. For me, this is just a dollar cost average moving forward that I don't really care to touch with different wallets every month. I mean, everyone's different. But my thing is everyone, you know, they look, I know the family and other friends, old friends I used to have. I know they look at me and they're like, how? And they're like, oh, he just got lucky. No, luck is only when preparation meets opportunity. I got years into this shit. I had nothing else to do for years of all the, I mean, my mind was in search of information. And that's what I went out digging and diving for. And I beat up crypto so much. But honestly, I've yet to find a flaw in it. So it's not luck. It's it's your own risk to reward. And by saying one day you're going to win a lotto, how has your life changed in the last 20 years with that outlook? It just, and then ask yourself this: what other form of technology is there? What else can do what crypto does? There is nothing. I mean, one can argue Excel to a smart contract, but that would not be on a blockchain. You can argue Excel, but at the same time, it's like, really, that's tanks versus oranges at that point. That makes no sense. Um, for the benefits of blockchain, because I cannot go back to a transaction hash and see what actually happened on this execution of what order, of by what prompt. I can't tell that information by looking at Excel, but on blockchain, I can. They laughed at us. You know, what is email? Is that symbol stand for at? I was watching that live when that happened. I was also watching it live when Greenspan spoke of the irrational exuberance of the Federal Reserve. Who knew that those dates, that those things were that? And I remember shaking my head, you know, but they laughed at us then, and they were discussing this cypherpunks, those of us that have been there since then. And once there would be a currency, a digital currency that could not be stopped, or that could not be shut down, that could not be double spent. And I lost track of that at that time. I had made my money in equities, and I wanted to go back to school to go get a degree. And that's what I did. But during that time getting my degree, I lost track of all of that. And it wasn't really until, I would say, 2007 before I started purchasing gold and silver. Well, I mean, I had bought gold and silver earlier than that, but I'm saying leading into crypto, you know, I mean, that's kind of when I went heavy at it. And The interesting thing here, a key takeaway for a lot of metals people, maybe this you'll understand. The 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 piece of gold that I purchased for $3,000 back in 1997 today requires an IRS tax form to sell it as well as an assay. So I would not be looking at 1 ounce coins. Honestly, I'd be looking at 10th and quarter-ounce coins at that point. Just FYI, because I don't think that you'll be able to either find a buyer or be safe carrying it. However, with cryptocurrency, it has the same properties, but it's much more divisible, and it can actually cross any border without civil asset forfeiture. You memorize 12 words, you're now global. So look, own your gold and your silver, but when you exceed your body weight in silver and you exceed 100 ounces of gold, be looking to crypto. That's all I'm saying, dude. I'm not saying all or nothing. I'm saying as a diversified portfolio. That's it. And for everyone else in crypto, I wish that you find a miner and you learn to mine, because in the future I don't think you'll be able to find these different pieces of equipment. I think they'll be out of the reach of the average everyday citizen. Sort of like how it is if you want to go buy 14 Antminer S21s right now at what, $500 a piece. The average person cannot do that. Just like right now, years ago they laughed us off the fucking stage because they said that Bitcoin would not be 1-to-1 with the US dollar. Bitcoin would never be $1. They laughed at you. Then Bitcoin eclipsed that of an ounce of gold. Still, they laughed. Now it's at $70,000. Now what? Now it's eclipsed the price of a kilo of gold. Now what? Peter Schiff. Anywho, I'm not really sure where I left off or where all of this is headed. I didn't mean to get off on a just tangent, but sometimes it's necessary. So happy Easter. So anyway, I'm just going to check in, see what y'all are up to. 142 live viewers. Cool deal. So hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button too. Get this out. I got a couple giveaways going on. So I'm giving away one miner, just a L3 that I refurbished and painted. And I'm giving away 16,500 Digibyte once I hit 1,000 subscribers. Because, for me, I had to learn what buttons did what with assistive technology for the blind in order to broadcast. And there was no handbook written. All the different YouTubers and all that I knew, no one had a clue what it is that I needed to figure out. And or they have other people doing it for them, right? I just needed to figure out how to do anything of this. And that's why I have so many videos. And because I have so many videos, I have the hours for YouTube. I just don't have the subscribers. Most of everyone that y'all know has the subscribers, but not the hours. It's because everyone's got friends, this and that. Look, I've been busy for a while. I went blind in 2011. I didn't have my first smartphone until 2018. I had a few things going on in life, you know. I mean, I went blind at the age of 35. Think about that. Prime of my life, the prime earning years of my life. Think about that. And think about why I found crypto. After 4 years in bed of 38 eye surgeries, 4 implants, less than a month away from removing each eyeball and having glass eyes because the eyes were imploding due to a valve that was installed because of an adverse reaction to the steroid analog. So those valves relieved so much pressure that the eyes were actually imploding. And prevent in order to prevent infection into the brain, we were going to remove the eyeballs, my eyeballs. To now finding crypto, and I actually feel like I got a second chance at life. More of a cocoon, right? So a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. It's just a different path. That's all. Nothing has changed with me other than I've been through a lot of deep thoughts on many things that happen in my life and why. And it takes a lot of getting over, it takes a lot of thinking things through. So again, I've beat crypto up and down. And I don't see what other peoples are so fearful of. I don't see another option to scale to meet the demand of society globally. I don't. Not by Intel, not by IBM, not by Texas Instruments, not by Tesla. What else is there? We're in it. That's simple. It's just a matter of time. From the impatient to the patient, as Javier would say. But all I'm saying is it'd be nice for a nice little pop, a good little pop in all the altcoins. It'd be nice, be nice right about now because I don't hold nearly as much Bitcoin as I used to. I don't. I hold some, but not a lot. I would say if I had to throw a number on it, I would say 20% of my portfolio is Bitcoin. So I'm mostly in alts. And alts is saying every other coin other than Bitcoin. So anyway, what y'all up to over here? Man, I'm behind. Wait. Well, just chilling. Yeah. Yeah, keeping up with the Joneses. I mean, for what? The Joneses are in debt up to their eyeballs. I mean, what is middle class today? $300,000 in student loans, $500,000 mortgage, 120 grand in car loan debt, which is basically another mortgage. And 20 grand in credit card debt with an average annual income of 50 grand And okay, let's say you own rental property, so it's another 16 grand, just say 20 grand, right? You're insolvent. You are insolvent. That and you're probably married to a liability. Just saying. Another reason why I'm single. And another reason why a trust is the modern day prenuptial agreement. Because when she starts up and saying this and saying that, and she's not listening to you at all, okay, whatever the trust owns before marriage is the owner of that said asset, not you. So if she sues you, it's not yours to be sued for. So, in my opinion, a trust is a modern day prenuptial agreement. Because look, love changes, right? Like, what do you do when the new wears off? Well, a new girlfriend and all that's cool, that's cute and all. Look, we've been dating for 6 years. You think you know her after a year? In 5 years, let me tell you something. You find out more about that person. To know some to date someone is totally different than to live with someone. Totally different. Then you don't know what kind of luck of the draw that you really got. Does she require medicine? Right? Is she knucking futs? Miss Bobbitt? Or some of these women that think that they're a man. Want to stand up, beat the shit out of you, and then holler victim when I hit you back. You damn right. You picked up a pipe and smacked me over the head with it. You damn right I knocked you on your ass. Oh, man. Holy sheep shit. Blood sugar's 304. Where's my insulin? Come on now. All right. I'm going to put some music on. Y'all give me a minute. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I had gusher, so I did an injection of insulin, and blood came back out. So anyway, I just had to clean up myself. So get back to comments. What y'all up to? Just chilling, enjoying your turkey. I got a turkey, but it's still frozen. It'll take me 4 or 5 days till I can even get a turkey. So, whatever. Um, I don't know. I might go to the grocery tomorrow and go buy a rotisserie chicken. I got like nothing in the house either. So I mean, that's how you know you made it in crypto. You got nothing in the house and your electricity gets cut off, right? And your electricity gets cut off not because you didn't have the money. It's just because you got so much other shit going on, and maybe say that okay, you have a visual impairment, you're blind, right? And you don't read your mail, right? Now what? you know so I do have magnification and all. It's just such a chore, and it's like, I'd rather not be bothered with. I'm not going to sit there and try to read a book. I'm going to order the audio version, you know and that's kind of what I'm doing here, is creating more of an audio version, of different things, so to be able to go back and reflect upon later. So, as well as, that's another reason why I do what I do is, my father passed a few years ago. And one thing I realized is no one had any video footage of my father. I have one video of my father when, after he had already been diagnosed with dementia and whatnot, and he was pretty bad off, and he got much, much, much worse. But, to me, blindness didn't matter. I was an only child. I saw it as my duty to go wipe the man's ass and bathe him and put him in bed and clothe him. You know, I mean, I did everything I could for him, and 24/7 help, like, not like a nurse live-in kind of thing. No, 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 no. You don't understand. Medicine that he was on caused different things. Like, he'd be up all night long just walking around and find him 2 blocks in the street, 2 blocks down in the middle of the street with a flashlight, picking up nails in the street, because, he nails in the tires of your car and that kind of stuff. Dad was, I don't know, I mean, he another time he's wearing his cowboy hat, and he got a big screen TV at my parents' house, a huge TV, and it, it he's watching, what was it, Hopalong Cassidy, and dad does a beeline for the front door. I got to go block the damn door, and I'm like, where are you going? He's like, I want to go play with the horses. So I guess the horses were running that direction. It's like, dad, we're in New Orleans, we ain't had horses running the streets here since like 1800s. It's been 100 years at least since horses have run the streets here. Except for the cops. Police do have horses. So anyway, but yeah, then trying to change the the door lock, the deadbolt, to where it's a double cylinder, so you need a key from outside and a key from inside. I mean, it was a lot to experience, but I'm glad I'm glad I had the option or the ability to repay that debt to my father for taking care of me when I was a child. When I couldn't care for myself, my parents were there, and for me, that meant a lot, to be able to care for my father through his passing, you know. The real wild thing is that dad went to the hospital and I went there. I told dad everything I needed to say and everything he needed to hear. And he told me he understood me. And he died the next day. So I feel blessed in that aspect, as well as I feel blessed that at that time I showed my father my like a version of Blockfolio. I showed him at that time. I said, "Dad, I'm fine. I did well, and not to worry about me." And because I know that my father always had money concerns, money problems, and to be able to put my father at ease, that meant a lot. That meant a lot to me. And if I were a father, that would mean a lot for my son to basically let me know that everything's all right. I got this world, I got this life uh, taken care of. Not to worry about me. I'll be fine. So, but yeah, when I showed dad the image on my cell phone, the the dollar value of it, his reaction was shock. It was he was stunned. It looked a little fearful to him. So I question now, what did my dad actually see on that screen? You know? But this is the only profitable hobby that I've ever had. And what I was trying to allude to earlier was my mother telling me that you're no longer the blind cookie boy. This crypto stuff, this is your job. This is what you do now. You know what? She was right. So came full circle. Now I'm mining. I mean, I tried mining years ago, but I didn't I needed to learn more before doing this. So there were other things I had, life happens. Life happens. I remember Bitcoin back in 2011, but I had to take a break from 2011 on through because I went blind. And it took me 3 years to find it. 2014. And I was just socking money away like you would in your 401k, X amount per month, whatever. I'm good with that. What else am I going to do with it? Because I can't own assets of any kind being disabled. Now that's changed for me because I have a trust to run all the assets through, you know? So, but back then, yeah, I mean, I just treated it as a dollar cost average. And who knew that it was going to go flipping batshit crazy? Who knew? I wonder how many people this cycle sold their home and invested all that money into crypto, because every cycle someone does that. And every cycle I've seen either those people, they go too broke, like they put it all into crypto all at one time, and then they have no money to survive, for the next, say, 4 years of a 4-year cycle. So that's the big thing. When you go to take profit, can you survive for another 4 years with the amount of profit that you took? Or can you survive for 4 years without taking any more profit because the value went down so bad? So this last time, yeah, I took a little profit a little too soon, but look, I'm okay with that. Look at everything I've been able to achieve. And hopefully this cycle, I'll be able to achieve much more. So got a few plans. It's not just getting lucky. It's knowing what to do with it when you get it. That's why I don't say it's luck. It's when preparation meets opportunity. It's not that you're lucky, because, you can be rich and you can be dumb for a little while. Because $1,000 a night for 1,000 nights is exactly how a millionaire goes broke. That's new money. So win Prius, right? No, I'm playing. Win Lambo, win Prius. So let's go back. I want to see where these prices are actually. So it looks like Bitcoin is back at 71,000. Ethereum 3,600. Again, another one. Who knew? Right? I was buying Ethereum the week after the Dow hack. There's some kid up on stage talking about it. Man, I'd have bought a shitload more back at $7 and $11 for Ethereum. And today it's $3,600. And I know I blew more than 1,000 Ethereum during the ICOs of 2016 and 17. It was 1,000 Ethereum I know I got rid of during that time. That's just crazy, yo. And that was the blind cookie boy at that time. Here's a stable coin, XRP. No. I'll leave y'all alone. I do own XRP too, or also. That was another one that went flipping nuts. But now I don't know how many of y'all keep up with all of the, Gensler and all of this kind of crap, what's going on with that. Because, something about another lawsuit of $2 billion. They're already out $200 million in legal fees alone for the SEC versus XRP. Now there's some sort of a lawsuit for $2 billion. How long till these people get ghosted, right? I'm not saying for anyone a call to action or anything. It's nothing to do with that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm surprised it ain't happened already. That's all I'm saying. Because back in the day, they would just be, well, I don't know. He went on a boating trip and had a boating accident, and whatever. Something happened. He went hunting in the woods, never returned. I just, I'm just saying, I'm, or hack the powertrain control module in the and the security control module in whatever vehicle, to be able to hack that and have control of the vehicle, like I don't know, somebody for Vladimir or something like that, over in Russia. There's something that happened to one of his guards or something like that. So it's like, if that's the case, right? I'm surprised no one's taken some people out. That's all I'm gonna say. No, especially like the ones that are they're not. I can't say that. I can't say that at all. Actually, anyway, there's a big club and you ain't in it, right? And I ain't in that club either. So, and I don't ever care to meet that fucking club either. I met Bad once. I don't ever care to meet Bad ever again. Um, that was more sadistic, I would say. It was very strange. Basically, if I had to fight the same dude again, I would just fucking shoot him. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even. Fucking fucking weirdo. Anyway, happy Easter. oh, oh Lord. 681 Bitcoin Cash. Litcoin is actually at 105. Hot damn, finally triple digits. I was waiting on another Cliff High episode to come out and talk about, triple digit Litecoin by Christmas. That was what, 2017 as well, yeah. Adam, that's cool. XLM. I don't know. What are you? Do any of y'all do unmineable? Because I've had some bad issues there, and with the computer and the miners and all of that, that was just completely odd and strange. VeChain's at 4 cents, 4.5 cents. I remember VeChain at a half of a cent forever. But again, you can't own them all, or at least I can't. I can't own them all. There's a lot I would love to own, but I don't have that much money to invest in all of them. And I hear the one guy out there saying, "Oh, well, you could buy 0.00001." Yeah, I know you can. Okay, that's my point. I'm not going to do that. I mean, if I'm not going to go around like the transaction fees on some of them are just kind of crazy. Why am I going to go around and put $20 into a coin? And I'm not saying that particular one, but some coins. Why am I going to go around and put $20 on every one of them within the group when there are certain ones I still don't own yet? That I want to own. Like Cardano is one that I want to own. I don't own any. Wish I did. That was another one. It was 2 cents forever. But man, like, and a lot of these back then had 1,000 X's, like XRP. $1,000 in the XRP back then gave me 200,000 XRP. And that 200,000 XRP turned into almost like $800,000. And here I am, the blind cookie boy with, and that's just one coin. That's just one damn coin. I hit 7 figures twice in my life through crypto. I've never touched 8 figures, but I don't know, dude. If we get a repeat of 2013 or 17, at that time, am I 9 figures? I don't know. But at which point I'll be looking for a Citadel somewhere. Have miners will travel. Oh. But yeah, a lot of coins. I mean, $1,000 in gave you like $1 million return. Like $1,000 in a Digibyte gave a $280,000 return. I mean, so could that happen again today? It could actually surpass that now, because this is the first time that we have had so many on and off ramps compared to 2017, legal clarity, as well as all of these different big players getting involved. And there's not enough to go around. This is a finite asset. Finite. There is only a certain number of them. That's it. Unless you're Dogecoin, then you mint 10,000 per block into infinity. So I mean, which is actually, I think, a benefit to Litecoin in the year 2150, or 59, somewhere in that ballpark. In the year 2159, I think Doge will be worth it to Litecoin in that instance, because that's when it will have to survive on the transaction cost instead of minting uh, instead of minting more coin. That's the end of the supply for Litecoin in the year 2159 ish, roughly. Well, the thing is that, again, take y'all back. Digibyte, the last minted Digibyte is in the year 2035. It's 11 years. That's it. And then all of the supply will be in circulation. The first coin to mint itself, to run out of being able to mint in 2035. So what is that going to be worth in 11 years from now? And that's why, for me, it is my long-term play. I'll say this again because I haven't said it in probably a year and a half. But most people know that I use Digibyte as my long-term hold. The reason why is because of the potential that it has, the things that it does, but more so because it's the one that no one's paying attention to, and the last one will be mined in the year 2035. And when congestion happens, what are people going to use? And I think it's just so undervalued, even in Satoshis. Even in Satoshis, it's just ludicrous to think that this exists out there and how many people actually own it. So, I mean, most people know that I do swing trade, and my swing trades can last a year, 2 or 3 years. I'm not looking to day trade. I don't do that. I don't, buy this, sell that. I'm not doing that anymore. This run up, this cycle, yeah, I have different intervals. I'm going to take profit and take money out, but that hasn't hit yet. But by swing trading, yeah, I compound those earnings over time into Digibyte. But what if now I can do it a little differently? What if now I can offload my fiat for electricity? That's why I'm here. So, and I don't have to KY. I've already KYC'd with the electric company. I mean, I get the bill. So I just don't always pay the bill. And then, it's like, what happened? I don't know. It must be working on the service or something. Let me call them, report the outage. Oh, no, sir. You haven't paid your bill in 2 months. So they cut you off here in 2 months. I mean, cut power completely. And I'm special needs. And they cut me off. And it wasn't even that much. It was like a $280, $90 electric bill. And I had already written the check and gave it to them like on a Friday. And on a Monday, they cut my power. I'm like, can you kindly cut it back on? It was check number this, that. And no, we can't do that unless you make another payment. So you gotta be kidding me. I'm now without electricity and it's hot here. It's hot. And it's like, I need electricity for different reasons. Again, next cycle, maybe solar um as well. But so yeah, I ended up having to pay another $200 on a damn electric bill. So I'll have a credit this next month, which is good also because now I know I have a cushion there, for all the mining and stuff that I'm doing because I don't have a clue what my power bill is going to be just yet. I mean, I figured it up roughly, but until you get it in, you're not, I mean, you can do all the calculations you want. To me, it's a calcumator and it's calculations because we have gators here. So 37 cents from 2 cents. What a call that was, steak. Just saying. And Digibyte at 1.5 cents, 1.6 cents. To me, that's still a deal. I mean, to go just back up to 20 cents is still what, a 15x? Something like that. So, I mean, But here again, what mining pool on Digibyte? Because coin miners on Digibyte, they had like zero hash on Scrypt for Digibyte. And then like one miner turned on. There's like a hundred terahash was going to SHA-256. So you got one miner on SHA and zero on Scrypt. I have more questions. Um, Again, someone else mentioned Zpool for Digibyte, and you know what? Let's go take a peek. Let's go take a look. See. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Yeah, you can. Cool. Oh no, did I stop it? No, y'all can still see it. Cool. All right. So let's just go to ASIC and SHA-256. No, let's go to script first or Scrypt first. And then no, I can't. Oh yeah, I'll do that. Where did you go? I know you're down here somewhere over the rainbow. Anyway, where did it go? Dang it. No, I'm looking for L3. I'm looking for the little ant symbol. See the ant? That's what I'm looking for. Sorry, y'all. It takes me a second. My eyes are not as fast, and my screen is totally different than the one that y'all are seeing. So my screen is enlarged like 400x right now. I thought I should have hit it by now. There you are, L3 plus. All right. All right. So it looks like on the L3 plus right now, it looks like nice hash is the most profitable pool, which they only pay out in Bitcoin in the USSA. I mean, in the United States. And Doge is the second most profitable. Digibyte is the third most profitable, and that's what I want to go see. Litecoin, I know, is not profitable whatsoever right now, but because of Doge, it is profitable to merge mine. Get down here, pool. All right, let's see, coin miners, EU, USA, and Asia for coin miners. Where's Zpool? Zpool's right above it. EU and US. So let's go first take a look at coin miners. Again, I gotta just double check. Yeah, so I gotta share this screen instead. So coin miners have a question. I got a few. Pool estimate. Zeros across the board. Let's see. Stratum connection. USA. Okay. ASIC miners. There's your stratum that you would copy to then put into your miner to be able to get payouts from the exchange. But where was that other information? Pool estimate, 0 hash. 12 hours, 3. Network hash rate, time to find. Solo estimate. I wasn't looking at for solo. I don't know. Maybe they did turn it back on. But yeah, for a while they had 0 hash rate. I was just like, how? Why? I mean, somebody don't have a L3 in the back somewhere, but 16 terahash. So that would be what? 1,000, 10,000. Yeah, so that would be quite a few. Okay. Let's see. Digibyte script. I want to go back and see. Wait, what was it? It's showing hash rate 0 on the pool, 0 here. But I don't know. This one over here says 13, 14, 16. Let's just say 15 terahash. Let's just call it 15, right? So, uh-oh. Did I mess up? No, I didn't. I have to do that. Then, son of a gun. Did it take y'all back? What screen do y'all see now? Y'all just see that. All right. No, let's go to present, share screen, Brave tab. All right. All right. So let's see. Zpool was the one I wanted to go look at next. So another person, I forget where I was, believe it. Yeah, it was on Twitter Spaces, and a gentleman was telling me a mind on Zpool, and I have not looked at anything on Zpool. But yeah, what the hell is Zap? I've heard of Zap, but what the shit is Zap? Is that like just like within their own exchange? Do I get charged all kinds of fees to be able to get payouts in some other coin? Or I haven't looked at Awesome Miner yet either. Anywho, let's see. So the block size right now, or the block has a reward of 351 digibyte, is what I would assume from this. So that's another thing. So, we have the halving coming up for Bitcoin, which is roughly every 4 years. Same with Litecoin, about every 4 years. But with Digibyte, they changed the code to where there's actually a halving every month where the supply, the mineable supply, is cut by 1% per month. That's how you end up with the last one being created in the year 2035. So while everyone else is out here parading, I would say, I'm just secretly acquiring more and more Digibyte. But who am I? I'm just a guy that did it twice. Going for a third time. That's all. Um, yeah. So the blocks used to have a reward of 355 Digibyte every 15 seconds. Is a block. 10 minutes on Bitcoin, 2.5 minutes on Litecoin, 1 minute on Doge. So, anywho, excuse me, y'all. This is not what I wanted to see. What about algos? Let's just go there. Wow, you can actually mine Skyne here? Okay. Skyne 2. I ain't heard of Skyne 2, but okay. Well, fine then. I ain't seeing it. So this pays me in Bitcoin, not in Digibyte. But let me guess, it pays me in Zap, and then I get charged a nominal fee to then transfer. Probably. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what. What? How's that confirmed? I'm confused. Anyway, let me stop that. We're. Dang it. I think I did it again. Yep, I did. Anyway, let's see. No more comments. Wow. Any of y'all got any questions or anything else that y'all would like me to go take a look at or see? I mean, what any issues that y'all are having, or any sort of outlook on old miners? Because I mean, I think that is a barrier to entry for someone wanting to get into mining. I mean, let's see. Let me figure up. So I spent what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, $8,000, and I have power and internet to the shed. I still have to pull sheetrock. I mean, I got a lot of work to do out in that shed. It'll be a moment before I do a video from the shed. I might hustle up a little bit. I don't know. Right now, I got to get finished with next door before diving into the shed. But I'm gonna need the space in the shed for a few other things while finishing up all the sheetrock next door. Now that the spray foam insulation is complete, the electrical is complete. Now I can move forward with blocking. So to add blocking in between flooring, in between the floor joists, and blocking in between the wall cavities as well. And then sheetrock. So I almost got a house, almost got one house, right? This side of the house still needs sheetrock removed. I mean, right now it's just a big storage house, really, that I navigate through. I mean, the rooms are just taken up with all kinds of shit. I don't know what it is. I mean, once I get into it, I know what it is. But I mean, it's just like there's all kinds of stuff inside the house, and stuff that's out in the shed. Most of that stuff is trash, except for tools. I got all kinds of gardening shit and everything out there. Look, it'll be a while till I start gardening again. So all of that stuff can just go bye-bye. Good Lord. It's been 2 hours, 14 minutes, y'all. So, any comments? Anyone? Bueller? Any questions? Trying to give y'all a second. So you got 159 live. So yeah, y'all go hit the subscribe button, and after 1,000 subscribers, then I'll start doing a giveaway or two here or there. Other than that, y'all come by, check us out every Thursday. We do a show. There's a panel of us that come together, bunch of people in crypto to discuss current events, geopolitical issues, crypto things going on, legislation, litigation, you know, I mean, there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. That's my thought is maybe, now that we've hit a new all-time high before the halving, and I think it's because of BlackRock. What's about to happen is anyone's flipping guess, dude. But I mean, think of this, right? 1% of BlackRock, their funds under management, gets allocated to Bitcoin. That's like $500,000 Bitcoin. So, and that's only one company. And how many ETFs just passed, and how many more do you think are in the application process? Really? Who's calling? That's Mother Dearest. I'll have to call her back. You know what? No. I'll call her back right now. So it's Easter, and I called her earlier to wish her a happy Easter, and darn it, I just missed her call. So Mother Dearest, I'm gonna call you right back here in a minute. But look, yeah, y'all tune into us every Thursday. We have a show at 4 p.m. Central in the United States, 5 Eastern, also 10 o'clock p.m. in London. So yeah, it's every Thursday, and we just beat up everything that we can. It's like, what could happen if this? What could happen if that? So, and different things that are happening. And how does that affect us moving forward? So anyway, look, with that, y'all go make it a day. Later, y'all.